Hello everyone, so I just found the Sketchbox outside, and look at this cute owl. I just love that on the box, and it really pops with this purple background and the complementary color of the yellow. So I like that choice of the background color the artist did there. My sticker is in the box still. Got it. Okay. Let us see what... Ooh, I see some pretty colors. Ooh dear, it's all rolling away. Of course, round things tend to do that. Look at this cute sticker. It looks like... Oh, it's a Sketchbox. So it's the box with a bunch of the supplies sticking out. And I don't think all of those supplies are in this box, but we shall see. Because that looks like an alcohol marker, but we'll see. There are some markers, though. Look at this beautiful, some really beautiful artwork here, and you can really see the texture of the paper. So I wonder if we have really textured paper or not. He's a little scary, little dragon guy, I think. But yeah, that's some really beautiful artwork by Allison Keller. Dungeons and Dragons, huh? Yeah. I'm going to scoot that aside. Here's our menu, and we'll just scoot the sticker over here. The menu here, and start with our surface here, some watercolor paper, Rembrandt, 4x6, 10 sheets, so I guess maybe they're just separate. Oh yeah, they are. Okay, I'm going to pull one out. Toothy absorbent paper. It's perfect for a variety of mediums. The slight texture, I don't know, that's, It says it's 140 pounds, but it feels a little light to me, but, you know, I'm no expert. And a slight texture helps to make colored pencil work a breeze. That's interesting. I guess it would grab it, but it might make it hard to make it look smooth. We'll just have to see. While still being sturdy enough to handle the gouache in this month's box. What? It looks like we got some gouache, but that's not a tube, so it must be pre-dried. Well, since it kind of spoiled the surprise there, why don't we go right in to the gouache here and see stone ground. I do remember getting some, you know, handmade or whatever, not handmade, custom watercolor from this company. Okay, cute box. I can't get it open. I need help. Wow, that was really a struggle. But, you know, the box is pretty sturdy, so, and I just think I am going to love using the box. Many of my subscribers know that, like a cat, sometimes I'm more interested in the packaging, but this is cute. Oh shoot, why did I put that back together? Well, I'm not going to try to take that apart again. Let me grab a little palette here and stick it in there, and actually, I'll just wet it a bit so it can be getting wet while we have a look at this paintbrush here. It is a Sketchbox signature round brush in size 6. Really struggling with the packaging today. 6, pretty common, useful size. I have some size 6 rounds, but yeah, let's see how this does. Probably synthetic. Does it say? Nope, it doesn't say, but you know, usually things that aren't synthetic end up being a lot more expensive. Got some of this blue spruce gouache. I'm going to just put some in this little well, and then let's go right in. Ooh, this is like, I'm sorry, I'm very, what is it? Speechless, because this is in the range of my favorite color. My favorite color is turquoise, and pretty much all the blues to greens that you can imagine in the entire range I always love. So ooh, look how lovely the paper is too. You can see the texture. I'm just kind of pulling it out here so we can get a nice dark opaque color down here. And that was, I mean, I didn't really scrub too hard. That's just what I got right off the top there. And then this is a nice light sky snowy color. So yeah, I wonder how it does, how it travels. Nah, not so much traveling in this little part, but it also wasn't very wet there, so let me just try very wet. Okay, that's very, maybe too wet. And then I'm going to grab a little bit. See if we can get a little more movement. And let me try one that's not quite as pigmented. That's more water. Whoops! I didn't clean that off too well because that's not going to tell me anything if it's already got the color in there. Alright, I got another little section right there. I am still kind of maybe an advanced beginner in watercolor. So, yep, that's that. I'm still working on my watercolor quite a lot, but I've been really enjoying it. It's very portable, and yeah, I'm not going to say any more about that because we need to move on here. What should we try next? Pen or pencil? Why don't we go ahead and, no, that's sparkly. We should save that for last. This looks like a white one, so let's go ahead and check these pencils out, and then maybe we can try the white on top of it. We have Faber-Castell Polychromos Indanthrun Blue. Not Indanthrun. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. And then we have a magenta and what is this one? Juniper green. I just bought a set of 12 Polychromos pencils. And I think there might be a magenta in there, but I don't think these other two are in there, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, like I was saying, with the texture, it's a little harder to get a smooth covering of colored pencil. But it sure does grab it. But see how there's, you know, I guess maybe if you press really hard, but then you're going to press down the tooth and not necessarily be able to do it much more. So this is, I am not going to write all that out in Indanthrun. I'm just going to put blue. I know what it is. That works, right? And then we have magenta, and since I'm going brief, I'll just put an M. Ooh, that's a nice color. Gotta have the dot so I know it's abbreviated. I'm trying to set these down nicely. I don't want to break their cores. I don't know how much pressure it would take to do that, but you know, I'm pretty good at breaking things, so I think that could happen. J green. Okay, and actually let's see how these play together. We'll start with this one. Then maybe go with the blue, overlap a bit. That kind of just overpowers that magenta. I gotta get a little bit bigger so that I can get on top of it with the other colors. I'm trying to avoid my little wet spot there. I don't see a whole lot of blending there. Not that I was expecting it. Oh, that's interesting. It kind of moves a little with the water. I wasn't expecting that. Or it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to see what water does on top of this. These are oil-based, that's right, oil-based colored pencils. Well, why don't we just go and see what happens here. Not a whole lot of movement putting water on top of it. But you can almost, I don't know, am I imagining that, or do I see a little bit of color mixing there? Well, maybe there's still some blue in my brush. Let's see. That's interesting. I didn't realize that would happen. So, it's not a lot. I mean, it's not like, but with the watercolor paper, maybe that's something to think about. So, let's go ahead and see the gold. Yeah, I want to look at the gold. Gold Kuretake Zig acrylic liner. Gonna need to prime this. Usually it's just by pushing down the nib. Ooh, yeah, I don't know if I shook it enough, so let me do that. Woohoo! I think there's some color coming. Yay! That was not a short amount of time. Ooh, and it does not disappoint. Lovely, beautiful, sparkly Kuretake. It's very shiny. Zig acrylic. I'm going to try to go real fast because sometimes I have trouble with it spilling or spitting paint. So far, I haven't really, but then, you know, you never know. That wasn't quite a solid line there. So it's a little bit of a skipping, if you can see that, on this textured surface. So if you don't want that to happen, go slower. But yeah, interesting. Now, before we do more, let's go see what happens with the water. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's really interesting. It moves the sparkle, you know, the mica type. But underneath, I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get closer. Underneath, the line is kind of a yellow ochre, orangey yellow. That didn't move at all. So that's an interesting effect. Let's go ahead. Oh, no, I want to see what it does on top of my colored pencil also. Goes over it nicely. That's not even dry, so it's a little bit spreading a bit there. Oh, look at this. I can't remember what I did there. Oh, that's where I had that big swatch of water and I dropped the color in. It's some really interesting effect there. Huh. Yeah. So this is kind of fun stuff here. I mean, I'm not just really knowing what to expect here. I need help opening this too. Okay, this is Ukaida. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Le Plume marker in white. Activate this marker by gently pumping the tip against a surface. It does say to shake it too, so it looks like kind of a plastic nib to me. This might take just as long as the Kuretake one. We shall see. Oh, well, excuse me, it didn't take very long at all. Huh. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to be able to write, well, I don't have anything dark enough to, maybe up here. Oh yeah, Ukaida, which, Uchida, I don't know. We're just going to go with that, and this is white. I want to cover up all of my pretty swatch. I really like this gouache. It has a really interesting separation of color here, like a granulation or something. I don't know what to call it, but there's almost some green gray or whatever in the background, and especially you see it right here. It's really pretty. I don't know how that's gonna look in my art, but so this is not intensely opaque over, you know, the colored pencil. I can see it fading a bit. I have that problem a lot with white markers. They sort of soak in to the surface and then they don't look as opaque. And I really like the bam, white, you know, like you can't even see it right there. And so if it's been on for more than a few seconds, it's kind of disappeared. Maybe you can do multiple layers. But yeah, I don't know what the solution to that is. There's blade-proof white, works really well, and then, you know, white gouache, but yeah, I have this problem with white gel pens and stuff that it doesn't really stay super opaque. So, wow, that was all of the supplies. I want to see if I can get these guys to blend a little more, just to see if we can get other color options. I'm really trying to go light there. So, just because, you know, I want to see all of the options that I have. Would you call that a different color? I don't even know. Not intensely different. Let's see what happens with blue and green. Can we get like an aqua? Not that I don't already have one there. I don't know. Not sure if that's worth my trouble. Ooh, you can see the oil there. It's really repelling the water. So I wonder what else is in there. Well, the pigment, obviously, but is there something else? Ooh, look at that! Yeah, you can totally spread these a little bit right away with water. What else? Let's see. Well, if you really squint, you can almost imagine an orangey color there. Not sure what that would do. I wonder if, whoops, stop that. I'm going to do that, and ooh, I just had an idea. I wonder, I'll just put a little there and see what happens if we try to use it like a watercolor. Sparkly, and it's more like just liquid gold there. But if you wanted to spread it out, you can do that if you act quickly there. Okay, so we've had a lot of little fun to play. We have the prompt is a snow globe. And you know what? I was thinking about that before even, and thinking a snow globe scene might be a fun thing to try. And we have this ruler, which somehow I've figured out since last time that it's like stays snapped in there and you can kind of adjust it like this. It's still, not the greatest, but it actually is working better than I thought when I first got a hold of it, so maybe I will try to make a snow globe on this for the art. See how big we can get it. Something like that. Let me see. Oh, maybe I can go even a little, uh-oh. If I go bigger, then it might come off. Let me see. That's probably the biggest that I can get there. But that's about the right size. I maybe would want to move it down a little and then have maybe a nice ornate base on here. Oh. Yeah, definitely going to want to sketch this out a little more. So, and then I'd erase that. I think I can work with that. I'm going to go ahead and do that. What is this? Oh, that's something else. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the artwork.